Now, we're all very interested in propelling life from wherever it is towards an end that we want to achieve. And not only is momentum important in beginning, but in sustaining the effort we're putting forth towards the ultimate result. So, in considering how to create momentum, there are three sequential questions that we must consider. The first, what do I have? And this is the foundation. Once you have something, you can then pursue out towards an end. That leads us to, what do I need to express what I have? And ultimately, what do I want? So when we have something and a need to express that something, that has to be aimed at something big that we want, such as a unique world. So let's begin with the first question. What do I have? Now this seems like a very simple question to ask, but it's actually very difficult to locate where we actually have things. So we look at the three worlds that we live within as a human being. We live in the spiritual world, the inner world, and the material world. Now the obvious place to look for what I have seems to be the material world. However, if we notice, money and clothing and even relationships don't last forever. In fact, they have a tendency to simply disappear sometimes, because you can't actually have anything in the material world, because all material things go back to dust. That leaves us with the spiritual world and the inner world. Now the inner world, it seems again like it's a place where you have something, you have a thought, right? You have an emotion or you have an action. However, again, these expressions never last. We forget thoughts all the time. Emotions, of course, never last forever. And when we take an action, even an amazing action, we never can fully replicate it, because it's one of a kind. So we can't really possess, hold on to, have something even in the inner realm. And that, of course, leaves the only option for having is the spiritual world. Now this, of course, is difficult because the spiritual world doesn't have time or space or matter. So how do we identify what we have? And that comes from the example, the only example we have to work with, which is God. God says, I am the I am, which seems like a strange statement until you realize that it's simply a statement of fact. Put anything behind the I am, and God is the source for that, such as, I am love. He is the source for all the things that we have to express love. He is also truth. He can say, I am truth. And that's something that He is and has. So to have something, we must be something. So as an example for me, I have taken on the soul identity of clarity. I have clarity. Now it's not God's clarity. It's my own unique version of it. So we must become an I am of something valuable, something exciting, something based on God, but still our own unique version of that identity. So what do I have? The only thing you truly have is you, the true spiritual being of uniqueness. That is what we have to work with. Now, once we know who we are, then we can realize, what do I need then to express who I already am? It's an impulsion to bring it out in an exciting way. So as we take on a unique soul identity, have that I am nature inside, we then can impart that to the mind, heart, and body and let them figure out how to get this out. So the mind will make a picture of the things that were needed to express who we are. The heart will feel excited about it. We'll be looking for ways to get this I am nature out there, and the body will create the actions ready to strive forth and get what we need, such as clothing and food and relationships, those things that we need to express who we are. So when we know what I have being a spiritual identity, and we can see what we need to express that identity, that leads us to the final question. What do I want to accomplish? I am a unique being, and now I have the means to express that uniqueness, but what exactly do I want to achieve with all these wonderful things? That finally leads us to the material world. We have to have something spiritually to inspire the mind, heart, and body to want to express that, generating a need to express, and that ultimately leads to something that we want. And this is how we partner with creation. So, using my example again, I have a likeness of clarity, my own unique likeness, and I have a need that I can see in my mind, feel in my heart, and I'm working out in my body, a need to express that identity, and it is leading me towards something that I want, a unique world. Most pointedly in the kingdom, the building and construction of the kingdom is what I want, because that's what I need to express what I am. A unique embodiment of clarity. So these three questions propagate a natural generation of momentum from who we are in the spiritual realm into the inner realm, generating a need and excitement to bring forth the ultimate end that we want. Because momentum is using what we have to get what we need to achieve what we want.